Hello everyone, this is Dick Wolf with the Franklin County Buzz Moment. A few nights ago, the Franklin County Fire Committee met with firefighters at the Franklin County Annex to talk about the issue of whether or not we should hire a fire chief for the county. Estill Springs Fire Chief David Pendergraff was nominated by the firefighters at large to speak on their behalf, and he opened up the meeting with sort of a statement of how they felt and what they wanted from the county.
I'm Chief David Pendergraff of the Estill Springs Fire Department, and I've been asked to speak on behalf of the Franklin County Fire Chief for tonight's meeting and any questions that you have. I think from the start with and get-go is that as the rural fire board, y'all yourself need to be educated. There's no question about it. I mean, we're not going to sit here and say that we know what y'all do, and y'all can't sit there and say y'all know what we do, because you don't. I mean, there's no way about it, okay? Touch on what Chucky's been talking about down here is why do we want to create a position at $60,000 a year when you've already got somebody in a position that can take that slack up? If it means hiring him somebody else, then hiring him somebody else. Cut that salary in half and do a part-time position and be able to do what you need to do.
Franklin County Commissioners attending this special committee meeting seemed at a loss to explain to the firefighters just exactly what they wanted.
Back in about 2006 or 2007, I'm not sure the date, but several years back, our county mayor stood before the fire chiefs and said, look, I don't know nothing about the fire service. I'd like to find somebody to chair this committee and be a coordinator between the two. That's where all this stems from. Because apparently he was right. He don't know nothing about the fire service. But apparently he didn't want to get educated or whatever his case may be. I don't know. I can't speak for the mayor. But that's where it stems from. A recommendation from CTAS is that itself, a recommendation. Do you have to do what they recommend? No.
No.
It's the same way in the fire service. We're recommended and told every day by the National Fire Protection Association, you need to be doing this. Well, there's no fire department around here that's got a $50 million budget that can do all the stuff that NFPA recommends. So what do? We do the best we can do. So it's up to the rural fire board whether or not you want to institute this job. And that's what it stems from. But I think there's a lot of other things going on between the fire departments and this committee. And our second question, I'm sorry, ma'am?
What's the other thing?
Our second question is, why does the board think that the fire departments are not getting along? It's been mentioned several times. It's been quoted in the papers and newscasts and different stuff where fire departments just don't get along in this county. So that's our...
Who wrote
I know
that?
that. On their,
Quoted by whom?
It was in the newspaper, I read it too.
Okay, I mean, who was it that said Lisa Mason?
It had Angie Fuller's name in the beginning of the article, and then it was no longer quoted. If she said it, she said it. If she didn't, she didn't. But I think everybody in this room is in the opinion that she said it because she was the only she in that article.
It was said by several members of this committee at the last meeting. And I can produce a recording of it if you don't, but I remember you talking about it, and it was talked about several on this committee.
Okay, well, if we're not, I don't know very many of you personally, so I don't know if you get along outside the room or not. I can say one of the things that I'm hearing is not a unified consensus on if you feel like we need a person, because I'm hearing from some people, we don't need a person full-time. Maybe we don't need a person at all. Maybe we need a part-time person. Mr. Cantrell said maybe we need a person in Eric's department that works underneath him. But some other people are like, well, we don't need a person at all. I mean, so what is it? Do you want somebody to help you?
I think we can address that at a later date once we come back around and get through some of this stuff, and then y'all can determine on whether or not you want to pursue this job.
It's pretty clear that nobody was really sure what was going on at the meeting, other than there was a lot of issues on the table that needed to be addressed. Some firefighters, we're really insistent that the county commissioners step up to the plate and take credit for what they're trying to do.
Ms. Fuller, you keep referring back to Mr. Van Buskirk, keep saying in CTAS. I want to know why you think this is a good idea. You used to be in the fire service.
I think it's a
This
good
should-
idea because.
I'm not
maybe
finished with the question, please.
Okay.
It's obvious, it's painfully obvious, this is a redundant system. It's not needed in the fire service. Chief Pendergraff has done an excellent job pointing this out. I want to know why you think this is a good idea and why you want to keep tabling it. We need to talk about it. And I want to hear why you think this is a good idea.
I think it's a good idea because I met with the guy that's over the one in Rutherford County.
Who, and his name is who?
I don't remember his name, but. we
But
met
you remember
with
his
him.
idea was a good idea.
Well, we met with him because CTAS introduced him to us and he explained to us what he'd done and what he didn't do.
You
And
have minutes of this
I
meeting?
could see where, not in just a meeting, if we didn't have a formal meeting when we was just introduced at a county commission workshop that we were at, no.
But with that meeting, you brought to the table with Mr. Van Buskirk as well, a new position in the county that's paid, that is completely redundant.
That was a recommendation from the state in 2005.
Exactly.
And
Before
since
I-
2005,
Before.
nobody has been
I'd still like to know why
working
Ms. Fuller
the
thinks
goal
this
of-
is a good idea right now in 2015, more than a decade beyond than that meeting that you said you went to.
That maybe took place recently.
Yeah, because CTAS had recommended it.
Again, we'll see that.
Okay, again, I recommend you rotate your tires every 5,000 miles. Does that necessarily mean you need to rotate them every 5,000
I don't
miles?
think we should be attacking.
We're not, okay? So, let me do some clarification if you don't mind, okay?
Chief, I still not received an answer, and I'm sorry if my
I
tone
understand.
seemed like I was
I understand, Mr.
attacking. I
Bond.
just want to get my point
I
across.
think she answered the question when she said that she met with someone and she liked what they had to say about it. And this
With how much
whole-
money they had saved for even Lincoln County and Rutherford County. And when Mr. Hayes came down from CTAS and met with us, and they was telling us how much money these departments had saved when they bought stuff as a group.
Still
You
poses
know, I
more
could see
questions
that
than
it
it
would help
answers.
you all.
It does, Mr. Barnes, that's understandable. Ms. Fuller, I don't really think you want to compare us to Lincoln County and some other counties you're in reference to, because right now, our county is 3 times in better shape than those counties are fire-wise.
It's clear that there's still a lot of work ahead before the Franklin County Commission decides whether or not to hire a county fire chief. In the meantime, if you want to see the entire meeting and how it went down, you're welcome to watch it on Franklin County Buzz. We have it posted there for you to watch separate from this piece. Thank you for watching.